Arab leaders have been urging the West to do just what Israel did. All eyes are on Washington to see its response. U.S. President Barack Obama says he won't put American boots on the ground, but as Brian Moore reports from D.C., the pressure is on the White House to act.
I am Syria, let me be!
Outside the White House, the calls for American military action in Syria are getting louder.
Bashar Assad, cross your line!
The use of chemical weapons in Syria and Israel's airstrikes into Damascus are only ramping up the pressure. U.S. leaders are grasping for a solution that goes beyond talk, but stops short of all-out war.
That we are moving closer towards arming the reform-minded pro-Western rebels. This is something that should have been done many months ago.
But the enemies of Bashar al-Assad are not necessarily friends of America.
Our problem in who to supply is that some of these groups are strong Islamists, Al-Qaeda and others, and we've seen, like in Libya and Egypt and elsewhere, the Islamists tend to get the upper hand if they get in there.
I don't take any options off the table as commander-in-chief.
President Obama has drawn a clear line for Syria, but he's also set boundaries for U.S. military involvement.
I cannot see a scenario right now in which American boots on the ground would make any sense, and I cannot see a scenario in which actually the Syrian people would benefit from American boots on the ground.
Israel's successful strikes prove Syria's Russian-made air defenses are less than bulletproof.
I think potentially some kind of option like airstrikes against some of those weapon sites to protect the rebels are in the cards, in my view.
The whole situation is becoming more and more expansive, and unfortunately, the red line that the President of the United States written was apparently written in disappearing ink.
Ironically, the prospect of winding down the war in Syria raises a new set of disturbing questions.
If Syria collapses, right, Syria has a very deadly arsenal of weapons, including gas, including fighter jets, including missiles. You know, who will gain control of all that weaponry?
Weaponry that could shift the balance of power in a region already on the brink. Brian Moore, Global News, Washington.